Governor Mike DeWine has issued a state of emergency. Find out which counties it's for and what this latest round of snowstorms is going to bring.
Winter weather advisories have already shut down a few schools in the county. What's next for a frosty week?
The Kent State School of Fashion's last event of the semester is focused on merchandising, and we've got the details ahead.
A community-led gospel choir concert takes place tomorrow. All this and more as your final Wednesday newscast starts now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County, and welcome to the last Wednesday newscast of the semester. I'm Liv Sharp.
And I'm Emma Schofield. Thank you so much for joining us.
We start tonight with the impending snowstorm hitting northeast Ohio. Governor Mike DeWine has already declared a state of emergency in Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, and Lake counties. These counties are already under several feet of snow after getting hit with lake effect snow last week. Hazardous road conditions are expected throughout the next few days and wind gusts of over 40 miles per hour.
Snow is expected in a heavy dose this week as the National Weather Service has issued a lake effect winter weather advisory for Portage County from 4 p.m. this afternoon to 4 a.m. Friday, already shutting down the Ashtabula campus. This includes issues such as visibility declining due to blowing snow, along with driving concerns with the roads becoming slick and hazardous. When traveling, it's recommended to keep emergency equipment on you at all times.
For more weather news and for specifics around Portage County, we turn to Tyler Schlosser.
Hey Tyler, what can we expect over the next few days?
Hello everyone, and Evan, what you can expect is for winter to be officially on its way because we are going to be looking at the first buildup of snow this year. Why don't we go ahead and talk about it? So we heard all about those winter advisory warnings, and I need you guys to be aware they are coming into effect, but don't be too scared. Here around the local area, we're only going to get about an inch of snow. But it's important to note that that is going to be coming on quick after having warm roads for the majority of the year. That means ice is going to be forming quickly. There's going to be a lot of snow blowing in that's going to be obscuring visibility, and you do have to be careful. 1 inch doesn't sound like a lot, but it is powerful. Later on tonight, we're going to be seeing about 34 degrees, and once again, watch out for that lake effect snow. Tonight we are sitting at a solid 20 degrees, expecting some snow to be coming down towards tonight, and not insignificant winds, 24 miles an hour. That is going to bring the temperature down even further. 20 degrees, it's going to feel a lot less. So make sure you're carrying around your parkas, your winter hats, your gloves, whatever you've got. Stay warm, everybody. And as we get further into the night, we're going to be staying at 35 degrees all the way through. Like I said, those wind chills are going to be bringing it down even further, with chances of snows going up as we get further on into the night, coming up with that lake effect, and it's going to be forming that inch of snow that you got to watch out for. And tomorrow, it's going to be sitting at a cool 27 degrees, and that once again, that wind chill is going to be bringing it down even lower with that large amount of winds going west at about 23 miles an hour. Sunrise is going to be 7:35, actually almost exactly when I set my alarm, so lucky me, you know. But 5 o'clock sunset is no fun for anybody. We don't even start until afterwards. Come on, it can't be nighttime outside. It was day out when I walked in here. That's just messed up, right? But for right now, that is all I've got. When I come back, we'll take a look into the chilly forecast for the rest of the week. I'll see you then. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Tyler. As finals week is fast approaching, a lot of students are feeling stressed and overwhelmed.
But the university and other student organizations have resources in place to help students manage it.
For this, we turn to Nikki Gajeski. Good evening, Nikki.
Hi, Liv and Evan. Yes, I did attend some events focused on stress management, but also spoke to Dr. Laura Wagner, who has some of her own thoughts on the topic of finals-related stress.
Stress is unavoidable, unfortunately, right? I mean, we use eustress to live our active lives, but then we could get to a point of distress where our functioning really starts to break down. And that's what we worry about with our students, is making sure that they have the emotional strength to get through whatever the things are that are happening.
In addition to learning to cope with a healthy amount of stress, Wagner has some other suggestions for students during this time. She suggests finding ways to develop good time management practices or doing other task-oriented activities that have a sense of completion, like cleaning. Other practices can be having a healthy screaming fit, She does advise against panicking and rather spread out self-care activities to prevent that feeling. For more finals information and stress management techniques, I'll be back again at 6:30 with more. For KSTV News, I'm Nikki Gajeski.
Thanks, Nikki. Well, as we start to see some winter weather conditions, it's important to remember to go slow, especially on some roads in Portage County that don't have lights or lots of prominent signage. A recent accident in Freedom Township is an important reminder of patience on the road. 22-year-old Megan Pugh died after an accident with a tractor in October. It's also important for drivers to be aware of Amish buggies.
After a November 19th rescue involving 60 animals, a donation of money and supplies has been issued by the Portage Animal Protective League following the report of horrendous living conditions in some homes. The floors were waste covered, including feces and ear mites associated with some pets. Every animal is receiving attention as the APL seeks donations such as food, shelter, and cage supplies.
A deli in Ohio sold 2 tickets that hit the $1 million prize, one being auto-picked and the other with player-picked numbers. No one has hit the $541 million jackpot, but there were thousands of other winners in the Buckeye State. Both winning tickets narrowly missed the monstrous jackpot for failing to match the Mega Ball. There was also a winning ticket worth $1 million sold in Wisconsin.
Spotify Wrapped finally got to our screens, and they gave us our favorite artist of the year.
On the busiest holiday of the year, a Delta flight had an unexpected stowaway. Details on who it was and where they were headed.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time. It can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
The collaboration between Kent State and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History is a long-standing one.
Dr. Aaron's experimental lab is really state-of-the-art. It's known internationally.
We can recreate any artifact from the last 3 million years, and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History has pretty much any tool that ancient people use. So we send our students up here to study those examples so they can figure out how to recreate them. And the collaboration led to incredible discoveries right here in Ohio. And it's a dream come true.
Welcome back. We are joined by the editors of 2 of our student media magazines.
Kayla Friedman is the editor of A Mag, and Alex Miller is the editor of Fusion. Welcome, guys.
All right, so your print editions, the collections of all of your semester work are now on stands. Tell us a little bit about each edition.
Yeah, so A Magazine's issue is called Now in Color, and it explores open-mindedness, and as you progress through the magazine, you'll see that it starts out in black and white and transitions into full color by the end, and all the topics really go along with that, and it's just been an amazing process to see it come to life.
Awesome. And Fusion, this semester we put together the visibility issue. So this comes at a time when we are seeing queer identities and stories kind of being told for us, they're being politicized. It's all about embracing our stories and making sure we're telling them in an authentic way, and really embracing the idea that our visibility is our power as the LGBTQ+ community.
Yeah, well, I can tell you guys are super passionate about this. I want to know what's been the hardest process of everything going into this.
I would say definitely the timeline. We had 11 short weeks to really figure out our vision, and in those 11 weeks we had to write our articles, do all the photo shoots, and had 10 days to design the magazine, so it truly was a labor of love, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was just so incredible, but the timeline was definitely very short, and we normally don't do 2 print issues in a year, but this was the first time that we've done it, so it was definitely a challenge.
100% echoing all of that. And also this semester we've been trying to embrace the idea of operating as a media outlet, not just a magazine. So we've also been prioritizing our online content on our website, so putting articles out there and focusing on social media. So kind of doing all of that with one small team has been a big task, but definitely want to trade it for the world.
Well, you guys each have magazines that are filled with some spectacular content. Pull out a piece for me that you guys want audiences to look for specifically, you know. Really just something that there are a lot of amazing pieces and spectacular writers and photogs, but tell me what you want people to look out for specifically.
Yeah, so I really cannot pick a favorite, but I just want to shout out Feel the Burn by Samantha DeLima. And in Feel the Burn, she really goes on to talk about beauty standards and fitness and that painful connection between the two. And we talk about fitness through the 80s and how it was a time for women empowerment in a way to really see them becoming fit in the gym, but then also how that translates to today and how we're seeing body types as fashion trends. And it's a really interesting article, and I think it's something that a lot of our Kent audience can relate to.
And then for Fusion, I think this issue really has a lot of stories that no one else is telling, and one specific to Kent and Kent State was written by Carson Bauer, and it talks about how university record keeping actually outed some students to their parents when they had a chosen name. So this is a story that, yeah, it's really the first time it's being told, and it really gets into the details on why this happened and what we can possibly do to stop it from happening again. So that would kind of be my favorite, I think, just because it's a really important issue that is happening at the university that we wanted to bring to light.
Yeah, those are both incredible. I wanted to know, is there anyone you want to shout out while you're here? Or, you know, if anyone's helped you through this whole process?
I have a very long list of people that I could shout out, but I really do want to thank our e-board for all of their dedication and passion. Our collaboration in this issue was instrumental to the success of everything, and they are just the most passionate people I've ever met, and they have so much creativity and so much talent. I would also really like to shout out Jacqueline Marino, our faculty advisor. She really helped us to stay on track and really was able to help us navigate this roller coaster of making a print in just one semester. So serious dedication, serious thanks to everybody.
100%. I also want to thank Jackie. She was amazing with helping us stay on track. And the e-board of Fusion, especially art director Sprout Dickerson and photo editor Nina Gwynn. And also superstar freshman we had on staff, Ari Collins, covered a lot of content on the election and also has a piece in the magazine that's really powerful. So yeah, loved everyone's contributions, but those are some of my top people to thank.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Like we said, these print editions are on stands now, so you can pick them up in the newsroom. You can pick them up at various places across campus, so check it out.
The Kent State School of Fashion is hosting its Fashion Futures event this Thursday, December 5th. The purpose of the event is to learn and understand more about the fashion industry and how it can lead to beneficial careers. Fashion Futures immerses students in a behind-the-scenes experience for preparing a career in fashion. The #2 fashion program in the United States stems from this experience of a lifetime.
Tomorrow kicks off the annual School of Art holiday sale in the Center for Visual Arts at 11 a.m. Students can buy handmade gifts and artwork made by Kent State students. The sale will also continue to the 6th, and this is the perfect time for students to buy unique gifts ahead of the holiday season.
The Kent State School of Fashion is hosting one more event this semester. It's called the Merchandising Symposium Beyond Clothing. It aims to show students the business of fashion beyond clothing. This event features guest speakers who aim to give fashion students better insight. The event takes place this Thursday, December 5th from 2 to 5:30 p.m. in Rockwell Hall. RSVP before time runs out.
Tomorrow is the Gospel Choir concert at 7:30 p.m. in Cartwright Hall Auditorium, and tickets are still available. The Gospel Choir is a blend of different ages, races, majors, and ethnicities, directed by Rodney Hubbard. Not only are Kent State students a part of it, but members of the faculty, staff, and Northeast Ohio community members have taken part. Tickets are available at the Performing Arts box office and online.
you want to be featured in a Taco Bell commercial, this season? Today's your lucky day, as the Middleburg Heights Taco Bell will show up for the big game. All participating must go through a series of QR codes and be an active rewards member. You'll then have to go to the Taco Bell at 17565 East Bagley Road from December 4th through 6th between 2 and 10 p.m. Chief Marketing Officer Taylor Montgomery said with glee, quote, "That makes Taco Bell who we are."
The Cleveland City Council has approved a $20 million contribution to help fund repairs for Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and Progressive Field. The money will go to the Gateway Economic Development Corporation of Greater Cleveland, which owns the facilities of both stadiums. The city says Gateway is responsible for the upkeep of the facilities as well as repairs, but they haven't had enough money to do so.
Summit County Prosecutor Elliot Kolkovich announced Tuesday a shell company that was charged in the Ohio House Bill 6 scandal pleaded guilty. The Sustainability Funding Alliance of Ohio admitted to 11 criminal counts in association with the state. With this, $2 million in penalties will be enforced to the company, including $1.42 million in foreign money to the Ohio Crime Investigation Commission.
U.S. Attorney Rebecca Lutzko announced an indictment Wednesday afternoon with charges against 18 people connected to the Fully Blooded Felons gang in Cleveland. The defendants are alleged to have committed numerous federal crimes, including racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations conspiracy and many other racketeering-related charges.
Taylor Swift topped Spotify Wrapped as the #1 artist for an impressive second year in a row.
Coca-Cola is updating their sustainability goals through the year 2035. We've got the details.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Kent State University's Marcello Fantoni has served on the scientific committee of the Palace of Versailles for the past decade. Through this prestigious position, Fantoni creates worldwide connections, helping Kent State students and faculty realize one-of-a-kind global experiences.
Today, Kent State University is a global university. We have a presence in every single continent of this planet. If we send our Ohio students all over the world and bring their experiences back, we create the conditions in Ohio for a much healthier and stronger development of the entire state. When you come back and you have more tools in your brain, more options for solutions, you are a more talented, a more versatile professional. And this is what the market wants today. The future of higher education is global.
The long-awaited Spotify Wrapped released this morning, featuring the nation's favorite artists.
Pop star Taylor Swift topped the charts, followed by Drake, Morgan Wallen, and Zach Bryan.
Locally, Post Malone's I Had Some Help, featuring Morgan Wallen, topped the charts in Cleveland. Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, The Anthology, was the top album in Cleveland.
Well, speaking of Taylor Swift and Spotify Wrapped, the company announced that she was the most streamed artist for the second year in a row. She had more than 26 billion streams. This is partially due to her release of the album The Tortured Poets Department, which was also one of Spotify's most streamed albums. Other top streamed artists were Bad Bunny, The Weeknd, and Billie Eilish.
Is it a bird? A plane? No. It's a bunch of what an astronaut claims are cosmic butterflies. The International Space Station faces new sights daily as a video from the station made people ask existential and astrophysical questions. What looks like cosmic butterflies shows to be scores of Starlink satellites glowing from the sun. Debates loom on what their impact may be on the future celestial studies, but for now, they remain pretty cool.
NASA engineers announced today that they have restored contact with Voyager 1, a deep space probe, and it is now operating normally. Voyager 1 is the farthest probe away from Earth, studying space 15 billion miles away. Engineers had lost contact with it after its power supply had depleted, but NASA was still able to get data from it back in mid-November. The Voyager 1 was launched with its twin probe, the Voyager 2, back in 1977.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Tyler Schlosser. No. You're beautiful. And whether we like it or not, the clock is running, and we're heading into the chill fest that is the rest of this week. So let's take a peek at what to expect. Here in the Ohio region, we've got Toledo sitting at 39 degrees down south. It's getting significantly warmer. Cincinnati almost 50. Columbus evening out at 43. Same in Athens, and it stays chilly up in the Akron-Canton area and in Pittsburgh. And in the northeastern Ohio region, Sandusky, my hometown, is sitting at about 40 degrees. And then Cleveland, Ashtabula is sitting around the same. Down south, we see that same thing get a little bit cooler with Mansfield and Worcester at 34. The Akron-Canton area, Kent and Youngstown getting the coldest of it at about 32, 33 degrees. And up next, we have your weekly forecast. For today, like we said, sitting around 20 degrees with that wind chill. Getting ready to snow throughout Thursday, and it's going to stay about the same temperatures. Friday, you're going to see a slight uptick, less of a chance for snow, thank God. And on the weekend, we're going to get way warmer, less snow, a little bit of sun, and then going into Monday, Tuesday, starting off your work week, we've got chances of rain. It stays warm, but it is wet, unfortunately. Now, that is all I've got for right now, but I'll be back one more time for a weather refresher later tonight. I'll see you there.
Coca-Cola stated they're changing their sustainability goals, upsetting many environmental activists around the world. The company has already been heavily criticized for producing too much plastic. Now its goal is to use 35 to 40% of recycled material in its products by 2035, a 50% reduction from its 2030 goal. Working challenges and years of sustainability was the stem of the change, said Coca-Cola.
The family of a 19-year-old who died during a hazing incident in February 2021 at Virginia Commonwealth University has reached a settlement in a wrongful death lawsuit with the National Delta Chi fraternity and 11 former members. Adam Oakes died of alcohol poisoning at an off-campus fraternity event after accepting a bid to join Delta Chi at VCU. The chapter and 11 members will pay $3.8 million to Oakes' family.
Last week, a Russian woman tried stowing away in an airplane lavatory. Now, she's set to come back home. The incident occurred after the woman bypassed multiple checkpoints and left the U.S. in hiding to get to Paris via flight. Wednesday, the 57-year-old departed Paris to get back to New York after 2 failed attempts in which she would not comply with any attendance. Delta declined to comment on why they refused to transport her.
The Cavaliers hosted the Wizards last night in a game as part of the NBA Cup. These highlights and more on your KSTV Sports Report.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
My name is Liam Aberly. I am an assistant designer here at Yellow Cake. Everything I do currently is all stuff that builds on top of things I learned at Kent.
They had a different commitment to their craft or to their major. Part of that is just who he is naturally, and I think part of that he gleaned and honed at, his time at Kent State.
There has been a bit of a budding scene here in Cleveland between Valerie and some other designers that live around here, and we're really starting to put Cleveland on the map in the fashion world.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your KSTV Sports Report. I'm Dom O'Brien, and today we have a basketball-heavy report, but first, we'll get into some academic honors for some fellow Golden Flashes, as the Mid-American Conference announced selections today for their 2024 academic All-MAC field hockey team. And the 12 Flashes that earned this honor, their names are on screen, and they had at least a 3.2 GPA and participated in at least half of the contests throughout the season. A total of 97 field hockey student athletes were recognized across the MAC, and Kent State had the third most in the conference. Congratulations to all the student athletes who were recognized across the MAC. Now we move over to basketball, and today is known as International Signing Day, so the Kent State women's basketball team recently inked in new players from the future high school class of 2025. The three players are Anna Campolini from Illinois, Caitlin Holmes from up the road in Akron, and Riley Calicay from Pittsburgh. Good luck to that women's basketball team and those future stars. And speaking of their team, they return to action tomorrow at 3 p.m. with some midday match against Niagara. The 4-4 Golden Flashes are coming off of a trip from the Puerto Rico Clasico this past weekend, where they split 2 games. The Niagara Purple Eagles sit with a 1-5 record and are coming off of their first win of the season against Bloomsburg on Sunday. This is their first meeting between each other since December of 2013, and the schools are 1-1 against each other all time. The match will be streamed on ESPN Plus and the Kent State Radio Network. Now we'll go over to the Cavaliers, who hosted the Washington Wizards last night, part of the NBA Cup, and Wizards haven't won a game in the Cup. The Cavaliers are 1-2, as right here we have Evan Mobley. He begins the scoring for the Cavs as he sends Malcolm Brogdon into a spin cycle, and then Donovan Mitchell drives down the court, dishes it to Garland for a 3, as they are now up 19-6, and they were leading for the majority of this one. Here's Karis LeVert. He moves nicely to the bucket, draws a foul, and gets that one to cash. 30-16 there. Then George Niang, he feeds it off. Garland with a nice ball fake as he turns right around the defender on that sequence. Marvin Bagley didn't know where he was going. And then LeVert again going to take it up the court. It's dished out and it's taken over to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell had 19 points on the night as he tied the leading scorer along with Evan Mobley. Now Garland dishing it out to Isaac Okoro for a 3, a nice bucket there. 65-44 Cavaliers. And then right here you're going to see Darius Garland. He gets hit in the head by the elbow of Jonas Valanciunas, and he did not come back for the rest of the game there. Hopefully he's okay, but Kenny Atkinson, head coach, said that everything is all right, just needed a little bit of rest. Here's George Niang for a nice 3, cashes in from the right wing, and then we get midway through the fourth quarter now. Here's Donovan Mitchell launching up for a 3-pointer, and he knocks that one down. He also got injured later in the game, but he was able to come back okay. And the Cavaliers, they win this one 118-87. A good win from them, even though they're not going to continue in the NBA Cup. Now, 2 major golf associations announced new eligibility guidelines for gender identities. The United States Golf Association and the Ladies Professional Golf Association both cited the need to ensure competitive integrity. So, they are requiring that athletes must be assigned female at birth or have transitioned to female prior to going through male puberty in order to compete. And those new policies go into effect in 2025. And that is all we have for you in your sports report tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in today and every Wednesday this semester. I'm Dominic O'Brien. We'll see you around Portage County.
Thank you, Dom. Governor Mike DeWine has issued a state of emergency. Find out which counties and what this latest round of snowstorms is going to bring.
Need some pointers on what to watch for winter weather? We've got this and more weather updates later.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
At Kent State University, student athletes from around the world find their home away from home.
My dream has always been to come to the United States and play basketball on a college level.
I'm going to be the first graduate in my family. It's a big thing for me.
The faculty members here at Kent State are incredible.
I feel like Kent State, it has all the opportunity in the world.
Northeast Ohio is the ideal place for them to excel athletically and academically. From the moment they arrive, students are surrounded by a network of support that helps them thrive and achieve their dreams.
We are a family, so helping each other out is one of the most important things.
Straight away I knew I had people that I could count on. As soon as I got here, between coaches, friends that I met pretty early on, I feel like this is a second home now.
This is the place. This is it.
Coach Starkey, he always asks about how you're doing.
Our coaches are so supportive. They make you better athletes, and so many of those qualities are transferable. You're going to come out of here being a successful student athlete.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back. We continue tonight with the impending snowstorm hitting Northeast Ohio. Governor Mike DeWine has declared a state of emergency in Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, and Lake counties. These counties are already under several feet of snow after getting hit with lake effect snow last week. Hazardous road conditions are expected throughout the next few days and wind gusts of over 40 miles per hour.
Snow is expected in a heavy dose this week as the National Weather Service has issued a lake effect winter weather advisory for Portage County from 4 p.m. this afternoon to 4 a.m. Friday. This includes issues such as visibility declining due to blowing snow, along with driving concerns with roads becoming slick and hazardous. When traveling, it's recommended to keep emergency equipment on you at all times.
Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Tyler Schlosser, and we've got quite a bit of snow and storms heading our way. Now, I want to give you guys a quick refresher in our last weather block of the night, because the last thing I want for you is to head out expecting a nice sun bath and turn into a push bop. Who's that really help, honestly? So, reminder, snow is on its way. 1 inch coming down to tonight, maybe, sitting at about 34 degrees for our temperature. It's going to drop low with those wind chills. So, when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to be sitting there in about 27 degrees with snow still coming down. Once again, those roads are going to be contending with about 1 inch. It's going to be slippy, it's going to be slidey, it's going to be dangerous. Be careful with that wind. About 23 miles an hour. It is going to be chilly, ladies and gentlemen. And then looking out into next week, like I said, we've got snow tonight and tomorrow. Friday, it's just going to be the same temperatures. Frosty, chilly, but no snow. Thank you. And going into the weekend, we're going to get a little bit of sun. It's still going to be kind of cloudy. And as we go into Sunday, it's going to get warmer. Oh my God, that is just amazing. I cannot handle these low temps. I'm not built for that. And when we go to Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be looking at some rain, not quite enough to fill a swimming pool, but we're going to try, aren't we? And on Tuesday, it might be a little bit drier. We'll toss a coin. We'll see how it works out. And like I said, it is going to be warm. Oh my God, you might be able to get away with just a jacket, some mittens, a hat, and I don't know, a space heater in your pocket. We'll see. Now that is all I have for tonight. I am proud, sad, and a little bit happy to announce this as the end of my weather career, but if I happen to get dragged back, we'll have fun, I promise, and I'll see you all next year. Signing off, I'm Tyler Schlosser, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Tyler. We're happy and sad about it, too. Well, as we start to see winter weather conditions, it's important to remember to go slow, especially on some roads in Portage County that don't have lights or lots of prominent signage. A recent accident in Freedom Township is an important reminder of patience on the road. 22-year-old Megan Pugh died after an accident with a tractor in October. It's also important for drivers to be aware of Amish buggies.
And after a November 19th rescue involving over 60 animals, a donation of money and supplies has been issued by the Portage Animal Protective League following the report of horrendous living conditions in some homes. The floors were waste covered, including feces and ear mites associated with some pets. Every animal is receiving attention as the APL seeks donations such as food, shelter, and cage supplies.
A deli in Ohio sold 2 tickets that hit the $1 million prize, one being auto-picked and the other with player-picked numbers. No one has hit the $541 million jackpot, but there were thousands of other winners in the Buckeye State. Both winning tickets narrowly missed the monstrous jackpot for failing to match the Mega Ball. There was also a winning ticket worth $1 million sold in Wisconsin. Well, finals seems to have snuck up on us, and I know I've got to start studying.
Yeah, me too, Liv. Well, here's some helpful tips on studying, featuring our own Nikki Gajeski. Hey, Nikki.
Thank you. Hey, Evan. Hey, Liv. Yes, I spoke to some professionals and other students to find out more about final stress management on campus and what is being done to help students navigate their exams. Snow is falling and final stress is calling.
Like 3 finals, and it's just so much. I've been studying all the time.
2 papers due next week, and then I have an art history exam, and the papers are really stressing me out.
Exam anxiety on the rise comes health concerns.
So excessive stress, like I said, I don't mean to be redundant, but with college students tends to exhibit itself with poor sleeping, poor diet, excessive drinking, and other substance use that causes a further imbalance in our system.
Study sessions across campus are popping up, but it's also important to maintain healthy habits outside the classroom.
Learning how to regulate ourselves not only can increase our life expectancy, it can also increase our years of healthy life that we have, and it helps us not necessarily avoid or ignore the stressors, but minimizing our reaction to them.
With friends, and also kind of just taking breaks and kind of enjoying my free time when I can.
Wagner recommends finding personalized self-care tasks.
Some of us love meditating. Some of us meditating feels like torture.
More on meditation, Freedom Paws hosted a puppy yoga event, and with that, yoga has its own relief benefits.
The slower, deeper breaths that a person would practice in yoga really help to lower stress levels as well.
Day or namaste. The purpose of all of this is to create a positive mindset for the final season, to avoid, as what Dr. Wagner described, of students crashing with learning devices or more. So that way, we can all be warriors for our exams, hence warrior pose.
All right, then you can step forward with your opposite leg and go right to the front.
I've been trying to plan little things with my friends just to make sure that I'm, getting a little time with them, getting a break in between all the studying.
Okay, well that certainly was fun, but I want to know, how are you guys holding up during all of this? How many exams you got, and how are you preparing for that?
I thankfully only have one real exam, but being a journalism student, a lot of our finals are project-based, and with that, a lot of professors have them spaced over this week and next. So this week was kind of my bad week. Next week is okay, I only have a math exam, but this week was pretty hectic for me, as everyone can, everyone saw that in the newsroom. How about you, Evan?
Yeah, well, unlike Liv, I'm pretty new to campus, and obviously I don't really have too many journalism projects yet, but I do have one exam next week. I probably plan on going to the library, taking some notes, making sure everything's good, because we've had 2 different exams that have been kind of the same format, so I'm kind of used to the format. So I think just going to the library, finding a sanctioned space where I can, get some quiet, and I think that's how.
That's good to hear. Well, it was nice talking to you both and checking in on you guys, which is important with the increased level of stress right now. Reporting for KSTV News, I'm Nikki Gajeski.
Thanks, Nikki. Well, the last HIV clinic of the semester was at DeWeese today.
That's right, and our own Tyler Schlosser was there to talk with providers. Hi, Tyler.
This Wednesday marked the last day of Kent State's free and confidential HIV testing for the year. The testing is performed by KSU's partner organization, Canopy, whose primary goal is to help people like the students at Kent.
Those are our 2 main focuses, is outreach about pride and LGBTQ plus research and things like that, and of course the fight against HIV.
Students on campus who are worried about their sexual health are often hesitant about seeking help due to an uncomfortable stigma. Canopy is aware and is looking to help.
I want you to come in there into a very comfortable space, which Kent State provides us, and with a comfortable face. So I'm trying to make this experience as most pleasant as possible.
The monthly event is appointment only and has 8 spots available for each day. Once you walk in the door, you'll fill out a sexual history questionnaire and then head to the examination room for a 30-minute test.
I give you a small prick on your finger. I take the blood sample, put it directly onto the testing module, put it in a solution. In about 10-15 minutes, we'll have your results.
HIV testing is only one way that Kent State is attempting to promote positive sexual health on campus. Free contraceptives, pregnancy tests, and sexual hygiene products are available on campus year-round. Campy's medical staff emphasizes how critical it is to be honest and proactive about your HIV status, even if it's scary, considering how treatable HIV is in the modern day.
The positive test is not the end of the world, but not getting treated is.
There's some new updates and laws concerning gender-affirming care. What will the House decide?
Overnight, South Korea has declared martial law. We have updates from the country and the catalyst to this declaration.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
We have breaking news from the Kent State undergraduate student government meeting tonight. The USG president, Shannon Brown, has just stepped down.
The resignation is effective today, and her vice president, Jessica Starkey, will be stepping up as president. Kent State TV News will have more updates tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the resignation. A Tennessee law banning gender-affirming care appears ready to be endorsed by the conservative majority of the Supreme Court after arguments took place Wednesday. These arguments came from the U.S. v. Scrimeti case, in which states could choose to ban this care for trans children and teens. The Tennessee law is among many state laws in which transgender care laws become a target.
United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed this afternoon in Manhattan following the company's annual investor conference. The suspect fled on foot and then on e-bike. And NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said he was most likely lying in wait. The NYPD also called it a brazen and targeted attack. Thompson's wife said there had been threats, but the motive behind the shooting is still unclear.
The election results for the last House seat were confirmed Tuesday, featuring Democrats flipping the seat in California. Democratic challenger Adam Gray beat Republican congressman who conceded to Gray in the state's 13th congressional district. Gray's win in the 5-county district, 187 votes. Overall, Republicans still hold a 5-vote majority, even after former GOP congressman of Florida, Matt Gaetz, resigned.
Despite Pete Hegseth being tapped to be the Secretary of Defense, President-elect Trump is considering options should he not be confirmed. At the top of the list is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Hegseth is under fire after allegations of rape, sexual assault, financial mismanagement, and drunken behavior have surfaced. He also claims that Trump is encouraging him to fight for the position. Mexico has announced it had a historic seizure of fentanyl this morning, with the pills adding up to a metric ton. 2 people were arrested during the bust, which was a collaboration between the Navy, the Ministry of National Defense, and other national organizations. The seizure happened in Sinaloa, which is currently experiencing a wave of violence that has left 190 people dead.
And Cuba is facing a total blackout, or according to the National Electrical System, quote, total disconnection of the national electrical system. The company added the disconnection was caused by an automatic shutdown at a thermoelectric plant. The island has been constantly trying to grapple with power outages across the country. The union assured effects are underway to restore the system.
Former Nobel Prize winner Narges Mohammadi has been allowed to leave prison for 3 weeks to recover from surgery for cancer in her leg. Mohammadi was imprisoned for speaking out against the Iranian regime and is serving over 30 years for being accused of acting against national security and spreading propaganda against the state. Her family had previously asked she be released for 3 months, but instead only received 21 days.
And South Korean lawmakers filed a motion to remove President Yoon Suk-yeol after his response to political gridlock. This came right before protesters demanded his resignation after putting his country in crisis after a gambit to impose martial law. Mr. Yoon was under heavier protection after protesters gathered at candlelight vigils, putting his security at risk. His defense minister and chief of staff have also resigned.
I got you. Oh, yeah, I got him. That stupid controller froze again. You're only saying that because you're losing. Bet you bought the cheap one.
That controller is junk too. Is this even real?
You're spending less, so...
Yeah? We'll just buy it again?
Smart kids.
Who are you? Or what are you?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted any... OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's an imposter. He's a fake.
I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. And that, Pops...
could blow up in your face.
That's right, Scruff. Let's take a bite out of crime together and protect ourselves against fakes. Like him.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing an arm.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Today, the world could use a little more understanding. Understanding nurtured by shared values. We come together at Kent State. Different dreams, different viewpoints, united by purpose. Preparing to make a difference in our divided world. Wherever you are in your life's journey, come learn with us. Begin at Kent State.
Hi everyone, Anne-Marie here. I'm normally not on camera for this show. I'm only on camera for 2 of the entertainment shows, but our lovely producers let me come on camera today to say goodbye to everyone because I'm graduating. I just wanted to say thank you. Doing cameras and occasionally CG when they needed me has been so much fun. I got to make so many amazing memories and different friends and deepen relationships I've already had. I've been in production for 2 semesters and I've loved every second of it. I wanted to specifically thank Sydney, Dom, Noah, Hayden, Eli, Liv, Joe Malbin, Josiak, Nikki, Jenny, and so many more people. Whether it was making silly TikToks behind the scenes, screaming at Hayden and Liv to get on their marks, or hearing the absolutely insane things over my headset, or even just waiting to see who was going to do the Dos Minutos today. I've loved every second of this experience. I've also loved seeing Lauren blossom from co-APing with me during the morning flashcast to where she is now. You're doing amazing, girl, but all in all, thank you for having me here. I love you all, both cast and crew. This semester has been one for the books. Thank you.
Well, we're going to miss you too, Anne-Marie. I also got to do my goodbye. So the age-old saying goes, all good things must come to an end. But the difference here is that this wasn't a good thing. This wasn't a great thing. This was an amazing thing. There are so many words I could use to describe my time in student media, but two words that stick out are short-lived. I've been a part of student media for 4 total semesters, nearly 2 years, and I wish I was here 8 semesters in 4 years. My first 2 years at Kent State consisted of me not understanding where I wanted to go, who I wanted to be, as probably a lot of students around here. And as of now, while I don't necessarily know where I will go after graduation, I sure as heck know who I want to be. My sophomore year, a gentleman by the name of Gabe Kalura told me about Black Squirrel Radio and told me to get involved. And then he told me about Sports Corner and told me to get involved. And then he told me about the entirety of TV2, now KSTV, and he told me, guess what, to get involved. All 3 of those things I was very, very hesitant to jump in on because I didn't have the belief in myself. Now that I look back in my decision-making process during that time, I regret every day that I didn't spend in Franklin Hall. This building, the newsroom upstairs, and the studio all are pretty much my second home. Most of the people I have developed friendships with here will be friends for life. There's no doubting that. The first group of people I want to thank is everyone involved on this newscast. To our producers, Lauren and Kaylee. You guys are the greatest producing duo I've ever come across in student media. Keep doing what you're doing. Y'all are real good at making us look good. To past producers I've had, including Kelsey Drennan, Kennedy Gotham, and Gabe Kalura. Thank you for showing me my potential. Thank you for teaching me not only how to be a better anchor, but also how to be a better person. I wouldn't be in this chair without all of you. Now, Hayden, Liv, Eli, Nikki, you all have been such fun on this cast to work with. Also, thank you to Evan and Tyler for coming in here to help us with the final newscast of the semester. I really appreciate you guys. To everyone in production, including Anne-Marie, Joe, Malik, Vinny, Lillian, Luke, and Katie, and Joanne, you guys are all such key parts of this whole operation. And I am forever grateful for the work you all do. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I want to say thanks to some specific people, starting with Ryan Shanko. Thank you for pushing me to be my best, even though I didn't know there was the best in me. There is no one I'd rather watch Notre Dame football games with, and there's no one I'd rather drive 6 hours to Hershey, PA to see Post Malone in concert. Thank you for being one of the closest friends I'll ever have. Sydney Brown. I don't think I've met a kinder or more hardworking individual in my life. Some of my favorite memories at Franklin include us sitting on the anchor desk on Thursday of past spring semester, and you are certainly destined for greatness, truly one of the best humans I've ever met. Audrey Trevarthen, watching at home. While I haven't known you for as long as I wish I have, you know you've become one of my favorite people to talk to in this building, whether it be about the newest Kent Stater story or the type of wine we're going to taste in our wine, food, and beverage pairing class. It always makes my day when I get to speak to you. Noah Rowe, you were part of the first newscast I ever joined, and I'll never forget that ragtag group of individuals on the Monday newscast. Since meeting you, you become another close friend and someone I admire deeply. To stand next to you at graduation is going to be a memory I'll remember for the rest of my life, alongside Ryan Shanko. The Sporkle Quiz Masters, Michael Neen and Anthony Leonardi, Alex Isaiah, Tyler Schlosser over on the back chair, and Joe Malbin. When we do have free time in the newsroom running a quiz about random NFL players in 2014 or Marvel movies, never fails to entertain me. Sharing laughs with you guys makes me feel so loved, and I'm going to miss those days for sure. Matt Corrali, if there is anyone in this world that I would wish I had as a twin brother, it would be you. If there's anyone I aspire to be like in my life, it would be you. From attending college writing class, together at 7:45 a.m. to sharing an internship this fall semester. I know, that was early, right? You have been a great, great friend. And you will always be a great friend because you're not getting rid of me anytime soon. Much love, brother. Finally, to my mom, my dad, and my cousin, Dylan. You guys are the reason why I'm here today. Dylan, you are the guy that I looked up to in my life, and you are the reason I chose Kent State. Thank you for being the best cousin I could ask for. Dad, you are the reason I like talking in front of the camera, and you are the reason I don't like to be shy in front of a camera. Thank you for the motivation, and thank you for pushing me to be the best human I could be. I hope I'm making you proud. And to my mom. For those who don't know, she's been battling breast cancer since July. She is the toughest person I know, my best friend, and has watched every newscast since February of 2023. I can't thank you enough for all the support all these years. You've helped me in so many ways, and I can't list all of the reasons that you mean the world to me. Now, with all that being said, I want to say thank you to everyone watching and helping me grow and improve. There is no place I'd rather be than right here, right now.
Oh my God.
It's all right. It's all right.
You were not kidding when you said you were going to make us cry.
Dom said his one goal was to make us all cry, and
That was awesome.
I've been fighting back because I couldn't mascara, but I literally was thinking of all the times we spent together.
I'm gonna miss you guys for sure.
we've got a winter class that is leaving us that most of us have been together for at least 2 years, but even beyond that. So it's like it's so hard to think about not having you guys around every day, but your work with KSTV, formerly TV2, has been has been so spectacular, and you guys have really reshaped each of your respective fields and have mentored so many amazing people, and I can't wait to see people take the lessons that you've taught them and grow.
I think that's absolutely true. For everybody who's graduating this semester, and you in no small part are part of that group, have been pillars of my experience here at Kent State and at TV2 Kent State or TV RIP.
God, but never forgotten.
We're never going to get rid of that, by the way.
We are.
Absolutely not. And I don't think I ever told you this, but you were, when I came in and I didn't really know anybody, I didn't really have a place in the newsroom, I think the first person to pull me into a conversation, actually make me feel like part of the team. And I will never forget that about you.
That's so dumb. That's so
That
cool
is
for you
so
guys.
dumb.
You guys are both like extroverts. I've seen you firsthand like work with people and stuff.
Yeah, I love all just the conversations that I've gotten to have with all of you guys, like being behind the scenes, like on this newscast and previous newscasts I've done. Like I've really gotten to know you guys, and I've gotten to love you guys. Like, and
we love you too.
Like, I don't want to go.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We want to keep you guys forever.
Yeah.
I mean, but sadly, we're not like athletes, so we can't just like pull eligibility out of a hat.
Yeah. That's a shot.
Well, that wasn't supposed to be a shot. But even, we kind of sometimes live in separate worlds: entertainment, sports, and news. But production, and you've done a great job of blending all of that, Anne-Marie. So thank you so much. Well, sadly, that is all the time we have left for the night. Thank you for joining us for the final Wednesday newscast of the semester.
For the latest updates on stories that impact our community, go to the Kent Wired website and follow us on social media. I'm Evan Schofield.
I'm Nikki Gajeski.
I'm Anne-Marie Carabinas.
I'm Dom O'Brien.
I'm Tyler Schlosser.
And I'm Liv Sharp. Have a great night, Portage County.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Roll over. Chance high five.
All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
At Kent State University, we want all students to develop a global perspective. And with more than 200 study abroad programs in 60 countries, there are many opportunities. One is found in the Central African country of Rwanda, where students connect with survivors of the 1994 genocide.
We're learning about the reconciliation process. Rwanda sort of took a very community-based approach to how they recovered.
In January, a group of Kent State student athletes traveled to Rwanda, where they organized a soccer camp for children.
While we were there, we